Mr. Watson has a meeting here in a couple days.
I root for the kid, man, because I think he's a great quarterback. I don't want to see his career derailed because of something stupid like this. I really hope it goes his way on Friday, one way or another. I mean, I don't want to get into the actual
right.
all case
But
and all
just
that kind of stuff.
assuming it does go. Let's assume that he gets cleared.
I think he'll be traded by the draft. I really do.
I think it'll take that long. If he's clear, I don't think it's going to take long.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I think it happens before the draft. So, I mean, anytime between Friday and that draft, as soon as the news comes clear, I mean, there's 3 or 4 teams, Carolina being one of them. I mean,
deals might be in place, man. I think deals might be in place, and they're waiting for Friday.
Because if you think about it, because I've been hearing a lot of Deshaun Watson to Carolina, I don't think Deshaun will waive his no trade clause to Carolina, but I mean, let's just
DJ Moore.
Let's hypothetically say he does. Watson. Let's hypothetically say he does. Well, if CMC wants out, the only way he stays is if you get a guy like Deshaun Watson. If you're going to completely retool that entire offense, but Houston's going to want a lot in return for that. So 3-4 first round picks plus some assets.
Is that was another? That's a good point, because in my head I'm kind of thinking Russell Wilson's a Super Bowl champ. I know the ages thing is a difference, but 2 first round picks and some second round picks for Russell Wilson.
Plus a top 10 tight end, plus another defensive piece, plus a quarterback. Now Drew Lock, let's face it, he's not the gunslinger.
His value right now is probably a 6th round pick.
Yeah,
that's his trade value.
But he started games in the NFL, so it's not like he's just some random quarterback that never had a shot.
You get benched for Teddy Bridgewater. It ain't a good look for you.
Well, Teddy's a winner though. Teddy has a 65% win rate.
Come on, TB to TB if you need it. Hey, I know I ain't trying to hate on Teddy at all, but
Drew Lock has had some pretty.
What I'm saying. I just feel like, for a quarterback of that stature, we just talked about how Aaron Rodgers is worth every penny. NFC, you get a Deshaun Watson to any of these NFC teams, all of a sudden you're the second best quarterback in your conference, and you could be a contender just like that, just like that, from getting one of these guys. So to me, depending on what the asking price is, if it's 3-4 first round picks, I don't want any part of it. But if it's 2 first, 2 second, something similar to Russ's, it got me kind of thinking. We already locked up Godwin on the franchise tag. See what's up.
See, three first round picks, I'd do it in a heartbeat, because same situation as Denver. You make the comparison between him and Russ. You are now able again to win now, and so those first round picks are to rebuild your future. Really, if you think about it, who needs a future if you're winning right now? And then 3-4 years down the line. Okay, so Deshaun, if he's going to be a quarterback for the rest of his career in Tampa, he's going to play for 10 more years. And Deshaun, let's be real, he's that guy too. He jumps back into it. You said in the NFC, yes, he jumps back into the top 3. If he stays in the AFC, he jumps into the top 5. That's how good he is. When you talk about Patrick Mahomes, you talk about all these other quarterbacks. Justin Herbert, you talk about all these other quarterbacks in the AFC, he still jumps into the top 5.
He led the league in passing his last year in the league.
He's that guy.
He had the most passing
with Houston.
With dog shit, and what he can do with his legs.
With Will Fuller as his number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
That's how good he is. So you want to talk about 3? I would sell the fucking farm if I was a contender that needs a quarterback. So Tampa. Now, Kyle Trask. Now, I talked about Kyle Trask before the draft last year, and that's actually who I wish Minnesota would have went and got. And we didn't, because you guys drafted him before we had a chance to. But yeah, seeing what he has a chance to do, giving up a lot, blah 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 blah.
But it's
John Watson's that guy. Exactly. He gives you a better chance to win right now.
He's proven.
I'd give it my left nut to give.
Yeah, if the legal ship plays out, then for sure I'm definitely going to chill out. Justin Jefferson, want to throw you a touchdown?
Yeah, dude. Justin, hey, I get my left
Yeah,
up for you
good,
too,
man.
Jet. Come on. You don't gotta. You don't. It's actually Adam Thielen. He's falling off. So sorry, I'm having technical difficulties here. But
Yeah, but no, I'm with it, dude. To go for the proven thing, because as much as I want to see Trask, it's still an unknown, right? So if it's there, man, Friday's gonna be a big day. I'm definitely gonna be looking at that and seeing what's up with his legal status. If he's cleared, then yeah, I think he's worth it.
yeah, Josh, dude, we're talking too much, man. You've been quiet for quite a while. You got to give us your 2 cents. You got to just cut us off, man, because we'll talk here all day. You got to cut us off.
No, man, I was letting you guys go at it. I mean, how I personally feel about Deshaun Watson, felt like football missed the guy. I wish that I never really read too much into what he's accused of. I think he's kind of a weirdo, but I'll just keep it at that.
We're all fucking weirdos, man. We
all
got our shit.
Hey, we're all weird, man. But you know, we're not paying for people to be. Never mind.
Are you sure?
So anyways,
are you sure?
I think football missed the guy. But I think the best thing for him to do, just like for his brand, this might sound ridiculous, is to just go play back in Houston. Like just go back, play with Houston, finish your contract, work with them, because dude, he put that franchise on a map. And I understand why they're bitter, but I understand why he's bitter. Dude, he didn't like that DeAndre move. As soon as that happened, that seemed to be the first domino to start this whole time frame that we're in with him. And you know, poor Texans, man. They were right there to being like consistently relevant, you know, and their quarterback don't want to play for him. So I don't really have a projection, because I look around and I'm like, okay, so what NFC teams have the capability to unload what you guys are saying, right? What it's going to cost for them. The only team I could think of is the Commanders, because the Texans could get like Chase Young and like 3 1s and 2 2s.
He has
but he's not going to go there.
Also. Right,
huh?
Exactly. He has the no trade clause also, so he has to approve.
That's what I'm saying. I could see, like, if that wasn't involved, I don't know. It's a tough one for me, just because I feel like the best thing for him to do as a human being is to just make it right and stay in Houston.
I can see him in Carolina.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right, because he kind of built that franchise back up. Him and JJ Watt, DeAndre Hopkins, those 3 guys. I mean, they hadn't had really much to talk about since Arian Foster left. If you think about it,
it's just so hard for me to see that, dude. They got rid of Watt. They got rid of Merciless. They had Tyrann Mathieu, let him go.
Oh no, he doesn't want to play.
They got rid of everybody, and they're supposed to keep him. They even let Will Fuller go. It was just him and poor Brandon Cooks.
We're unfortunately in a new day and age with these quarterbacks, bro. Like they get in their feelings and they get weird, right? Like we're seeing it this year with the whole Kyler Murray thing. Like these guys, when they get upset, like they straight up treat this like it's we're breaking up. I don't want anything to do with you. You can't make me play. And it's like, man,
I don't think these guys are that immature. I think that like Russell Wilson, dude, he's just not naive to the fact that he knows Seattle can't draft worth a shit. He's given them how many years to build around him and give them everything he knows it's not going to happen. So if he wants to win another Super Bowl, he's got to go. He had to go somewhere, and this Denver was the one team that he can see himself maybe extending with. So he approved that. That was Russ for sure.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying from a standpoint when these dudes get upset. So let's just play along with what I said about the DeAndre timeline. So before all that happened, before he moved, Deshaun was cool, right? Then he just signed that massive extension. So to me, it's a sign. It's more of a sign of immaturity when you sign a contract and then you get disgruntled in there, and then you're willing to go so far that you won't even play the game because you're so upset. Well, then, dude, you shouldn't have signed the deal. You signed the deal. The least you could do is honor it and do what a true consummate pro does, and they take it to their contract year. He's not the first and he's not the last guy to be upset in the middle of a contract. So for him to do what he did, yeah, he's an outstanding player, but what does that show about his integrity, his leadership, like really how he is as a human, bro? Like he just, oh, I'm mad, dude, I'm done. Like, bro, they're still paying you so much money to play a child's game.
Yeah, I'm not. Go ahead.
So think about it. Okay, so he signed that contract under a different GM, a different head coach, and he wanted to be a part of the GM search and the head coach search. Like he wanted to be a part of that. I mean, Brian mentioned that this is a new age in the NFL. These guys want to be involved in. He talked about the NBA. It's a perfect comparison because you look at like what LeBron's doing in the NBA. That's what these quarterbacks want to do. They want to play for certain head coaches. They want to have certain pieces. They want to be involved. A lot of these guys that are going away from the game are now getting back into the game as business owners. They want to be involved in decision making.
Bro, they are the CEO of $1 billion organization. They run like who do you think when you think of the Packers? Who do you think of? It's Aaron Rodgers. They are the ones. They should have a little bit of say and a little bit of power in those kind of things. I mean, I think we gave Tom Brady the keys to it all, and it worked out pretty decent.
Yeah, but that's Tom Brady, bro. That's one of one. But Deshaun Watson's 25, asking for those kind of keys, and organizations don't really hand those type of keys out, man. But so it's okay to want one thing, but like just because you don't get it doesn't mean that there has to be this new extreme that we're seeing from these modern guys. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. It is like if I see it as an idiot fan. I know guys that analyze this stuff take all that into consideration. Now is Deshaun going to get moved, and will it be for a fucking hefty price? Yes, but all I'm saying is at 28, 29 years old, if another hiccup happens and it comes back to maturity, people are going to be like, well, fucking shit. Now, it's a pattern.
And that's a very good point. And I actually like that point because shouldn't that lower his value a little bit?
Yes, I'm with you on the lowered value. I don't think he should get a king's ransom. He don't act like a king. Like he's not. It is what it is, man. Like I can't respect these
2 seconds they do. And 2/3.
Done.
No, see, guys, that's not the way business works in the NFL. Okay, because when Deshaun Watson was, I mean, I haven't looked at the numbers on this, but when Deshaun Watson was playing like a king. He was playing like a king, and his jersey sales, and when people were going
with
to
Houston,
they were having around them. So I would probably bet that I know for a fact his jersey sales were the top 10. But brings money. But that brings money to the organization. So when you start talking about, I mean, you look at Aaron Rodgers, probably jersey sales are probably up there. So that ups the salary cap, so these guys can make $50 million, and everybody wants to wear the quarterback's jersey. I mean, everybody wants to be, the next Tom Brady, the next Aaron Rodgers, the next Deshaun Watson, these guys. You wear the quarterback jerseys. Not me. I was a receiver, so I was a receiver and a fucking safety. So I wear my favorite receivers and safeties. I don't wear the quarterback, but most people do. Okay, everybody wants to be the quarterback, and you go back to talking about Deshaun Watson and why he wanted out. Like, think about it. When you get married, hey, you're happy as hell on your wedding day, right? What happens 3 years later? You're not so happy. You kind of want out of that marriage sometimes. Like some things happen. Hey, we're not talking about you. I'm talking about a lot of people.
Very
happy. Happens. 55% of marriages end in divorce now. So a lot of these quarterbacks, you're not going to see them play for the same team for the same reason. Like,
so you're essentially condoning that behavior, and I'm not saying it's a bad
thing. I'm not condoning it.
you.
I'm saying it happens a lot because that's the world.
But it's not an admirable trait. It's not an admirable trait.
I'm not saying it's an admirable trait. I'm not saying it's an admirable trait. I'm saying that's the league that we live in. And these guys, you can't hold these guys ransom. The contracts are signed by both parties. Okay. And I understand that. But you know what? They started taking all his weapons away. They took his number one weapon away. They didn't replace it. Then he went and found Will Fuller. And then, after that, we're just going to let Will Fuller go too. Like, they didn't replace it with anything. They were giving up all these draft. I mean, they didn't let him have any say in anything. Yeah, I'd fucking want out too.
Yeah.
Tell him, Michael.
I'd want out too.
Right,
I'm sorry,
dude.
that's a marriage I'd want to be out of too. And
yeah, you don't want to be at the cellar, dude. They have they aren't going to win. He's not going to win in Houston. He knows that. So
But he's done is won. Hasn't he always won in Houston? Even his last year when he didn't have any help, what was their record? They were still
not.
It wasn't good.
It was 7-9 or some shit, 6-10.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah,
it's a very good Houston Texan record. You guys watch your mouth.
Oh man, but I mean, honestly, I hope you're right though, Josh, a little bit, because if that value goes down, then as a Bucks fan, like I said, man, I want it, because we don't need his leadership. We just need that football playing ability. You throw the ball. We got some leaders out there.
But again, as an owner, okay, fuck the GMs and fuck the head coaches right now. Think as an owner, the money that guy brings to your franchise is worth more than a second and third round pick. He is worth a lot. He is going to put butts in the seats, and they are going to require more than a second and third round pick because of just that alone. How many Russell Wilson jerseys do you think sold today? That's why he's worth 2 firsts and 2 seconds, regardless if he's 32, 34 years old. That's why he's worth that much. Now, you can talk about, his Super Bowl and all this stuff. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has a losing record in the playoffs, but he just made $50 million. Why? Because of the money he brings in. That's why. Who gives a shit about what he does during the regular season? His playoff record, he's 9-10 in the playoffs.
He runs into Jimmy Garoppolo and he gets so damn nervous. He doesn't know what to do with himself.
So when the Packers play the Steelers in the Super Bowl again and Jimmy Garoppolo beats him again, then what?
That'd be dope.
Jimmy's going to be on the
Aaron Andrews, because we all see how Aaron Andrews looks at Jimmy Garoppolo. She won't be able to interview Aaron Rodgers anymore because Jimmy is going to have that shit on lockdown. Aaron can't talk to his girl no more. Can't talk to Jimmy's girl like that anymore. Can't beat Jimmy in the playoffs. Can't talk to his girl no more. I mean, that's the way it works.
Man. This is gonna be crazy, man. What a day we had today.
Hey, the last thing about Deshaun. I don't know if this matters. I'm just trying to bring up some other things because you said owner's perspective. We've seen some guys. I'm not going to say that Deshaun Watson is on some potentially going to be on some blackball list or anything like that. I think his talent far supersedes that. But a lot of these owners shy away from the whole circus, and this man has been protected for the most part because he's been pretty much secluded. He's just living his life away from football, and I just wonder whoever makes that move when he's got to come back into the light. Do you know how many people are going to have to answer questions all the time about this fool? And about not this fool, but you know what I'm saying, about this guy. You know what I mean? Like so many guys, so many topics. So that's what I'm saying. It's best he stays in Houston at least, dude, at least for a year. I don't know how, but I'm just saying he could be more low key there. I don't know. I think there's a lot more with Deshaun than just, it's his legal stuff's good. Okay, let's trade. Like
I actually think that's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. Is they're gonna squash it. They're gonna say, "Hey, I was acquitted. That's all done. Like we're done with that. I don't want to answer questions about that." You look at
Deshaun, I like butt stuff too, man. Nuts.
Hey, you look at a lot of these dudes do. Hey, a lot of these billionaires do. But no,
billionaires.
Oh yeah. You look at the owner of the Patriots.
I got about $8.
Robert Kraft. That dude loves himself some back alley rub and tugs, man. But hey, no. Okay, you look at. You had to go there, bro. You had to go there. But if you look at some stuff like that's happened in history with this kind of stuff, you look at guys like Kobe. Okay, Kobe dealt with this early on in his career. And yes, you're always going to have the naysayers. You're always going to have the people that want to talk
Ben
shit.
Roethlisberger.
But anybody that really knows these athletes and really knows the side, I mean, a lot of this stuff happens because they're targeted for their status and their money. I mean, let's be real. Now, I'm not saying that it happened or didn't happen. I'm not going to go into that. But a lot of times, like, it gets to the level that it's at because of stuff like that. Right. And I'm not sitting here saying Deshaun's a perfect, outstanding citizen, because obviously you don't get yourself into trouble like this if you're that kind of person. Right. But he's a hell of a football talent. And at the end of the day, these GMs, these coaches, and these owners, these guys are numbers on the field. That's all they are. It's a job. What are you when you go to work? You're a number to people, and you can be replaced that quickly. But when you put up 4,000 yards and 35 touchdowns
with the Texans,
that's gonna attract these owners, and they're not gonna give a shit about what 23 women said about this guy 2 years ago that may or may not acquit him on Friday. So again, if it goes away, it's going to go away because these owners aren't going to allow it to happen. These guys are powerful; they're not going to allow it to happen.
Right.
They run.
That's why I don't even get that. I haven't even read into any of that crap. Is he cleared? Is he not cleared? Because I don't care. If you're cleared, I know you can play football. So let's do it.